Jesus freak here. I know there's pretty much two sides of this debate, if you can call it a debate, where you'll have some people who say that one should try to dig deep into the original languages of Scripture to mine a few more gems from it. While I take the opposite tack and say that's unwise. And I understand both perspectives. My issue with the idea is that, as Alexander Pope said, a little learning is a dangerous thing. You know, when you just know a little bit about the subject. And I use the phrase, I know just enough to be dangerous. You see, someone who knows just a little might get that ego boost. And I've heard of times that someone with such an ego boost might start to think they're better than the King James translators, to the point that they start coming up with all sorts of weird readings in the Bible. This word says this word says this, and coming up with this weird interpretation that has no connection to reality because the original language happened to use one particular word. A lot of times, this one particular word, for example, is arsenokoites. I'm not going to get into the details of that because it's not relevant to what I'm trying to say. But that does happen to be one of the most frequent examples of this. That said, I'm not saying it's wrong to want to learn the original languages, but you gotta be really careful about it. The classic example, I guess, of someone who thinks they know too much from just picking up a little bit of the original languages here and there, deciding he knows better than everyone else, and trying to fix what everyone's misunderstood for 2,000 years, is probably Brian Simmons with the Passion Translation, where it does appear that in several places he's done this. Now, I'm running off the secondhand information because I haven't felt it was worth it to actually pay money to buy that. Especially due to its many issues that I'm aware of from more reliable sources like Mike Winger. He's done a number of videos well researched videos that explain what the problem with that thing is. And that's one of the problems. And this kind of attitude can result in people coming up with interpretations that are intentionally skeptical, or to trash talking millennia scholarship. Or to coming close to getting a God complex and believing they're rewriting the Bible, that they're purifying the Bible by sticking their head in a hat and writing the book of Boney Maroney. Believe me, there's nothing new with what Brian Simmons is doing. But this is why I usually say, despite my personal preference for other translations, despite the fact that I do use other translations, both English and non-English, and I've been very open about that fact, that I usually say to stick with one particular translation. And not just any translation. I understand, people have different opinions on this matter. That's why I stand where I do on it. Jesus freak out.